Hey everybody, it's Lori. I am here because I wanted to share my latest journal with you. This one is a hardcover Outlander theme that I made for a friend of mine. And I don't really know if she's actually going to use it or not, because she kind of indicated that it might be just a coffee table type of book. It is pretty chunky, but I don't think I really have to worry that she's going to add much more to it, other than more Outlander junk. I've got a bunch in there already, but she might add some more stuff to it. She's kind of a recent convert to the Outlander craze that's been going on because of the TV show and everything, and it's prompted her to start reading the books, and now she's really into it. So anyway, this one, like I said, is a hardcover, and I decided to try something different with this one. And I did it as a patchwork cover, but it's a hardcover. And I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. I was a little bit unsure as to how it was going to come out, but I think I'm really liking it. So I'm going to have to do this some more. So as you can see, I did use a lot of the Outlander themed fabric that they sell now. It's a beautiful fabric line put out by Andover Fabrics, and you can find it different places online and maybe even some smaller quilt shops. I order it because it's not available to me anywhere locally. And then I also added in some other coordinating fabrics, like this green one here and this lavender color and the gray. Oh, and also the thistles, the thistle fabric. That's hard to say. It's not part of the Outlander fabric, but I thought it went perfect. So, all right, here we go. On the cover, I have a book plate here, and I just printed out the name Fraser on some just plain cream color cotton fabric. And then I also printed out an illustration of a thistle here. I thought it was really pretty. And then I just did some stitching around it. And then I have a little dragonfly and amber pendant that I made. And then I also cut out a circle that I made using my Tripping Through Time printables, which is an Outlander inspired digital kit. And then for the cover, I just am using a piece of lace here. I don't even know what color you would call this lace. It's not really lavender. It's almost kind of gray. I don't know. I'm not sure. And then I don't have it attached to the book, just in case she doesn't want to keep it on there, because the book stays closed very nicely on its own, so it doesn't really need a closure. It's just pretty. And let's see, it measures, it's a pretty good size book. It measures about 6 by 9. So it's pretty good size. And then it's, I think it's about a 2 1/4 inch spine. I'm going to just move this piece of lace out of the way here. All right. And I want to say it's got about 65 pages. Single-sided, and then so what, 130 pages including both sides, front and back. And then inside I did also use the pages and the tags and such from my digital kit that's Outlander inspired. Now the binding, I decided to do just a little bit differently. It is a hidden hinge binding system. But I did not glue the entire spine down to, or the entire spine of the signatures down onto the spine of the book. I took a separate piece of, oh gosh, what's the name of this stuff? I'll just show it to you. I can never remember the name of it. It comes in a roll like this. It's very similar to the grunge paper that Tim Holtz used to put out. And I cut this in the size of a spine, and I sewed the signatures into that. And then I also had a piece of fabric between the signatures and the spine piece that I cut out. And then when I had everything sewed in, I just glued down from about here on, you know, about a couple inch flap on either side, and I just glued that part down. So the spine is not, the signatures are not glued directly to the spine. And the reason I did that is because it makes it a little less stiff when you're flipping the pages. It wants to lay nicer instead of like close up like that. So you have to constantly be doing this because that drives me crazy. So I prefer that method actually of binding more than just sewing it directly into the piece, the spine piece. So I'm going to quit yammering and get flipping here. As you can see, I've got a lot of different laces and trims sewn to the edges of the papers. And I just did a bunch of crazy stitching, so hopefully she actually likes that. And here's a page from the digital kit. And then I also printed off a lot of ephemera and pictures and stuff from the internet that are Outlander themed, you know, so the actors that are in the TV show, and then also a lot of fan art. I absolutely love some of the fan art that's out there. It's so pretty. There are so many talented people out there. And whenever I could find, you know, fan art that I knew who the artist was, I left their you know, watermark on there, or their little logo on there, just in case you wanted to go search them out. And here's just a little lace and fabric pocket, and then a flower that I cut out using the Tim Holtz Tattered Florals die, and I did some fabric and some paper ones, and then it's just a bunch of different layers of fabric and paper, and then I stuck some purple cheesecloth underneath there and stitched it all down to the pocket. And here's some pictures and stuff that I printed off that can be used as journal spots if she wants. And I backed them with some stained paper. And then this here is a tag from the kit that I glued down or stitched down a bunch of different fabrics and such. I have a feeling this is going to be a crazy long video. And here is a little envelope that I made. Got a paper clip here with a little dangle charm on there. And here is the ephemera that I printed out. And there's one in the envelope. And the envelope is actually paper and fabric. And I cut the envelope using the We Are Memory Keepers punch board. And I did that on the paper piece side. And then I just stitched another piece of fabric on the back side of that. And then just, you know, kind of cut around so it would be the same shape, because I don't think that punch board can actually cut through the fabric. And then I just stitched them all together. And then I'm just paper clipping that on there. Did a little bit of stamping. And here's another pocket made from the fabric and from a wide piece of lace. There's a tuck spot here from the digital kit. And another big tag. This is actually made using one of those big manila shipping tags that I just stitched some fabric to one side and did like a little fabric collage. Another little paper clip here with some dangly little seed beads on it, on a garment clip. Some more pictures. And I also printed off some quotes from the books and Mod Podged them to a few of the pages. Some of my favorite quotes from the books. Some of the pages have some Some of them I tore, some of them I used like some decorative scissors on. Vellum sheet. And here's another little pocket. Just some little lace trim on a paper clip here. And this is a tuck spot from the kit, and it is sewn onto another one of those big manila tags, shipping tags. And it's just got a picture of everybody's favorite person on the inside. Another little pocket here, a couple of different, this is a wide ribbon here with some, just a torn piece of white cotton that I stamped on and then did some decorative stitching on for a tuck spot. And a tag from the kit with some different trims and fabrics on there. This here was a boo-boo. This, you know, I should take my own advice. I always say that if you're going to print out any fan, you know, created stuff, that you should make sure it has no typos in it. It actually, after I had it glued down to the page, I discovered that it had a typo in it. So I had to cover it up with, I had to get creative and cover it up with some little swatches of fabric and trim and another little bead dangle here. And then this is just a pretty paper clip that I had in my stash with some awesome fan art here. And I should also mention a few of the pages I did dye, and I decided this time, like this one that's purple, to try Rit fabric dye instead of the way I normally would dye papers. And I'm telling you, I love it. You know, you can get like an 8-ounce bottle, excuse me, and if you use a coupon, you can get it for like, you know, probably $2.25 a bottle. You just, what I did was you just take a pan, excuse me, fill it with hot water, or, you know, probably, you know, maybe, depending on how many pages you want to dye. I filled it with maybe about an inch of water, and then I took maybe about a cap full, only a tiny cap full of the dye, and swished it around in the hot water and stuck the papers in, and it just was perfect. Here's an envelope that I have sewn into the middle of the signature, and just to hold it closed, I've got a little paper clip here with some trim sari silk ribbon and a little dragonfly charm on the garment clip. And then I just have, I think there's only one, nope, there's two pictures in here. Clips aside. And for this pocket, I just took another piece of cream color cotton and did some stamping and stitching on it. And another tag here from the digital kit with a fabric collage on it. Here's another one of the dyed pages. In this one I used a green color. And this here is a double tuck here that I used with a piece of tracing paper that I had dyed purple. And then I backed it with some fabric and then just flipped it up for a pocket and did some stitching around it. And then I also stitched on one side one of the tuck spots that comes in the digital kit. Little paper clip here with a little key charm on it. Another piece of really pretty vellum. I think I forgot to mention there are 8 signatures in here, and I did them smaller. I like more signatures with fewer pages in each one of the signatures, because I think that also helps the book lay a little bit nicer. Here you can see for some of the stitching that I did, the paper wanted to rip. This was some of the coffee dyed paper that I did, and it was probably a little bit crispy from being baked. Another paper clip here with some sari silk ribbon on it. Here's a little pocket that I made. I just got it clipped on here with another little charm, and this one just looks like a little leaf, little green leaf. And this one, I just took a piece of paper and I folded it so it was double-sided, and then I took another one of those manila shipping tags and I cut it down to size that I wanted for like a little tuck spot on it. And I sewed some fabric to that and some crocheted trim onto that, and then I sewed the 2 pieces together to make a little tuck. Okay. All right, we're pretty close to the end. Okay, another tuck spot here with a collage of fabrics and trims. And another tag here with another collage on it. Tuck here, some more fabrics and trim. At the end. All right, you guys, that is it. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will catch you guys later.